All right, hello there. This is Mike, and we are taking a look at how to use Lightroom 5 for student portfolios. And if you are a teacher and you are trying to get your students to organize a whole bunch of stuff together to get themselves into art school or wherever, you can't do any better than having Lightroom as this nice little tool. It does all kinds of great stuff. I've created a new catalog here. The catalogs are the collection of all the images or all the changes to the images in one place. And you can organize things by doing a lot of different pieces inside Lightroom, including a library where you put all the pieces together and you kind of organize things and keyword them and all that. And then you've got a chance to develop some images. I love the way that they use the word develop because we are kind of developing a photograph like we would use film in the darkroom back in the day. You got the ability to put your images on a map or have your students put their images on a map, which is kind of nice if they've come back from a trip and they were abroad someplace. And if they were using their cell phone, their iPhone or their Android, they would be able to GPS ping their spot and they can put themselves right in that very same spot or put a little tag right in the very same spot where they were when they took the image. Kind of cool. The book is really great. You can create a book right out of Lightroom, send it off to Blurb, that's the company, and they'll send it back to you in a couple of weeks, maybe even less. Hardbound, great paper, looks beautiful, nice for the students to have, nice for you to have as an example of what your students have done. The slideshow can be put together in a really quick way or a little bit more involved way, but it can be exported out as a video and the kids can upload it to any space they want and have the potential school take a look at it. The print dialogue is way easier to use than Photoshop's print dialogue, and the web is a way for us to organize all of our images as a web gallery and then put it up. So here we are inside the Lightroom interface, and I want to try and just import some images into this catalog. Let's imagine this is a student now. I'm going to bring some pictures in. If we take a look on the left-hand side, we've got a navigator that kind of would show us what the picture looks like. We don't have any images in there yet. And we have nothing inside our catalog. No photographs, nothing. So we got to go get them. So how do you do that? Down the bottom left, you're going to see a little import button. You can get it there, or you can go up to the word File on the top, click on that, and choose Import Photos and Video. That's the easiest way to do this. Start with a brand new catalog, import them in, and go from there. I would suggest that you should use a portable hard drive or have your students use a portable hard drive. That way they can put all their images on one, plug the portable hard drive in, off they go onto another machine. They still got all their images and all their changes in one place. What I'm going to do right now is I put a little folder on the desktop. Now let's imagine that this was a student and they were using this hard drive and they put some pictures on the hard drive on the particular machine that they were on. They've made a little folder on the desktop. They're going to import those images into Lightroom and work with them. Now the images that I'm going to import are some cell phone shots that I took last summer, and they've already been manipulated inside a little app called Snapseed. And if you haven't tried Snapseed, you should do it. It's a lot of fun. It's real easy. So I'm just going to hit this Import Photos and Video. It's going to ask me, where do you want to get the images from? So the left-hand side is, where do you get them from? The middle part is, what are you going to do with them? And then the right-hand side is, where are you going to put them? Okay, where are you getting them from? What are you going to do with them? Where are you going to put them? So on the left-hand side, I know that the images are on the desktop, so I'm going to scroll that little twirly down there, and I want this little folder that says Salisbury Beach 2014 iPhone. So I click on that, and those are the images. Now, that's not a whole bunch of images, but this is a quick little way to show you how we can put some of your students work together. They could do a lot more stuff inside the library, and we could do a lot of collections and a lot of keywording and stuff like that, and I'll show you that in another video. So here we are inside the beginning import dialog of Lightroom, and what I want to do is I've already got the images on the machine, so I don't need to copy them. I don't need to copy them as DNG. I don't need to move them. I just want to add them to this catalog because they already exist someplace on this machine. So I'm going to choose Add, and then on the right hand side I've got a couple of options. I can say The previews I like to build will be minimal, embedded in sidecar, standard, one-to-one. I'm just going to say minimal. What that means is when I import these images and then I click on one to make it larger so I can work on it, it'll build a preview as I take a look at it. If I just go ahead and say one-to-one, it will actually build full-size previews of every single picture. Well, right now I don't have many, but if I had lots, if the student had shot a ton of work, or they've got a lot of stuff, and they build those one-to-one previews, it'll take a little bit of time for them to build. But I just choose minimal for now, and it's going to build us a little preview. When I open it up to work on it in develop mode, it's going to build a little preview so I can see everything in there. This guy here is a little great button. It says don't import suspected duplicates. And what it means is if you've already imported something into Lightroom, then it won't import the same picture. You can also apply some develop settings during the import, and that is stuff like putting some black and white filters on there, color presets, all kinds of stuff, video presets, all these kinds of things you can actually apply to every image as you bring it into Lightroom. The great thing about that is as you do it and it comes into Lightroom, if you feel like you don't like it, you can get rid of it. Remember, Lightroom is just dealing with the changes, and if you don't like the changes, you can undo them. And the metadata, you've got an ability to put some metadata on every single image. In this case, I'm just going to put a copyright with my name on it. And we can get to the metadata thing sometime down the line here, but you can build a whole metadata preset there and lots of different flavors too. And the keywords. Now the keywords here, I would not put keywords on these images unless every single image that I'm importing could use the same keyword. A keyword is an identifying word that helps us to hunt it down. Well, I know that all of these images were taken in Salisbury Beach in Massachusetts. So I'm just going to type in Salisbury because I know that that keyword works for everything. If it didn't work for every single picture, don't do it. When you're all set, hit import, and here they come. So they'll come inside Lightroom now. And what we'll see on the bottom corner here is we'll see these little tags, and it tells you that that photo has keywords. And if you want, you can hunt down these pictures or hunt down their keywords by either looking in the metadata up above and asking to see keywords, and it'll tell you that there's 11 pictures and they all have Salisbury. Now I can close that or get out of there by hitting the word metadata again. Or you could just look over on the right-hand side inside the library and you'll see keywording, and there's the word that they all have. If one of them didn't have Salisbury as the keyword, there would be an asterisk, meaning, yeah, a lot of them have Salisbury, but somebody doesn't, that kind of thing. So here we are, we've imported everything into the library. Things look good. And what I'd like to do is to start to make some collections, but we'll do that in another movie. So we've already imported from scratch, take them in, and there you go.